It's official, day one of competition here at the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro is done, and wow, we've got the epic Javiana's post-show ready for you all. Chris Cote here with Pete Mel, and it feels like this event's been a week long because the highlights keep stacking up all day long.
Yeah, well, and we got to see both the men and the women. Some great performances by both. One of the things I think that came out for me today was equipment choice. I think that there was some designs that came to the fruition here that really helped surfers get to that top of the leaderboard. None other than Kanoe Igarashi and guys like Filipe Toledo. It was fun to watch.
It's a good day for high-performance, high-tech surfboards. We've been talking about that Dark Arts technology that the Sharp Eye team has implemented here, and so far it's been looking so good. You know, there are some magic boards. You can tell that these surfers have come prepared with just beautiful surfboards under their feet, and I would venture to say that a lot of these boards handmade, crafted specifically for this wave.
Yeah, no, in that thought in mind, you know, a little less volume, different materials. We saw carbon, we see styrofoam, a big part of it, and it created this little spark that we get to see. I mean, let's check some highlights.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're going to start off with two of our standouts of the day on the men's side of the action. Kanoe Igarashi, Filipe Toledo. Two surfers that stood out in different ways. Both of them, you know, doing it on their own terms, and both of them doing it in probably third or fourth gear, and that says huge things moving forward. So let's start off with Kanoe Igarashi. Always so solid, so consistent. This is a guy that loves to surf under pressure, and that's what this event is all about today. The pressure cooker is on. Kanoe, you know, dealing with it by doing this.
Yeah, he did. He did see those outside three maneuvers, very spicy and quick. A good entry into the barrel for the second section. Got barreled twice on this mid-section, which is great to do. Didn't just have to park it, so showcase a little technical barrel riding skills. And then that mid-section right here. He just gets so zesty out of the lip. Look at the fan of water whoosh, off the top. It's just beautiful stuff. Again, different angles of approach. All of that variety, a key element. And then, again, the inside barrel, which you can't deny getting barreled right there. It's just so perfect. And look, he stalls it out. A long end section barrel. And why not? Just a little reverse at the end. So that's why that number went up there into the exit range.
So it looks like he's having fun. And when you're having fun under pressure, you're doing everything right. And for Kanoe Igarashi, I mean, he's kind of just carrying on from what we saw in free surfing clips, from what he's done here in past events. He's making it look easy.
He does, and he's been able to do it going both left and right. Remember, they get two runs, one right, one left, and a right and a left will go into your scoreline no matter what, even if your two rights are better than your two lefts. So you have to perform going both directions, and I like that about this criteria, the way it's set up. And look at him, he's just, again, showcasing the variety, keeping the speed up, the little spice that he gets with this design. Drifting the fins, late into it, gets super drained, comes out, and then another tail whip too to finish. Why not? And showcasing the innovation, the progression, the speed, power, flow, all of those elements of the criteria being ticked by him, and that's why he was number 2 in the leaderboard.
Well, Kanoe Igarashi right now is kind of surfer du jour in terms of the global scale of things. The Olympics coming up in Japan. He's been a spokesperson for Japanese surfing as well as for surfing in general, and I'm totally good with that. Kanoe Igarashi can be our spokesperson all day long. With a win here, he would solidify himself most likely in that top 5 at the end of the year. But again, anything's possible.
What would be a goal for Kanoe Igarashi? Make that top 5, compete
just
for the world title, right?
Trophies.
Yeah,
he wants
gold
to do
medals,
it all.
right? Why not? Set the goals high.
Speaking of unpredictable surfing, you always know. One thing you can predict is that Filipe Toledo is going to go off. And he did it in his on every wave that he rode, not just in the air, also with power, with so much speed, finesse. I mean, kind of the overall package all right there for Filipe Toledo. He's on fire so far.
He is, and we saw it right away. I mean, he did more turns than anybody had done outside section, and then gets completely drained on the inside barrel section, or actually the mid-portion barrel section, and then back to maneuvers here again, and he packs them in. You know, all high-quality maneuvers, and he just kept hitting the lip, constantly carving, snapping, everything, and then right gets to that section, so he's never ever waiting. Look at that one too. That turn sets it up. Oh, one more turn, why not? And then right into the barrel, and then the innovation progression comes
That's
out.
edited, right? That's 3 waves edited into
no,
one,
Chris,
right?
all one wave. And he still, even like the very end, I mean, he did an alley-oop, gut-barreled alley-oop, and a roundhouse cutback. I mean, so he did one more turn or even 3 more turns on every section than anyone else.
But didn't make it look like he was trying to force turns in. That's what's impressive
Very
to
impressive.
me, is that he fits in that many turns, but it doesn't look like he's forcing the issue.
Different board, moving into the left, going for that innovation progression, goes above the lip, midway through the ride, goes above and showcases that kind of stuff. High risk. This is a quad, 4 fins, and I will correct, H4 FCS fins. So he's got all sorts of tech on this board, and it's showcased right here on this left.
And there are not a lot of people here at Surf Ramps, with the protocols in place. But when Filipe was surfing, you could hear the small crowd make a big noise.
Well, we've been missing Dad on tour, and Dad's here.
We've been hearing the whistle.
That's right.
I missed that whistle.
I know. He wasn't in the Oz leg, and he's here now. I just watched him jump in the ice bath in the Red Bull Athlete Zone, and he put in some time.
I'm going to put some time in the ice bath after this. Kanoa Igarashi, Filipe Toledo, 1 and 2. 17.80 total for Filipe Toledo. A huge number there. If he can continue that pace.
I like that the judges, in day one, we still have a good portion of the men's draw and the women's draw tomorrow to finish up qualification. So they've kept that number right there. We haven't seen Gabe Medina. We haven't seen Italo.
There's more?
There's more.
You're telling me there's more?
Yes, I am.
Well, we have a full day of qualification tomorrow. We only have so many opportunities left this year to watch one of the all-time greats, Adriano de Souza, do what he does best. His meticulous, beautiful surfing has made him an icon of the sport. We did get a chance to catch up with Adriano just after his previous runs earlier today. So let's get a word from ADS, the legend, who's on his retirement tour and making it look real good.
Well, here we go. Adriano de Souza, waiting for the number, and you got the number. How's that feel?
Oh my gosh, it feels really good, and especially was a lot of pressure, and I put in my strategy at the point at the first run, I want to push, but not too much. And unfortunately, I got fall. So all my back, my plan in my bag was gone, and I was saying, man, I need to really push on the show. And on the right, I felt I surfed really well.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really happy. I almost get excellent score, almost 8. And I'm excited and happy, but I pushed myself so hard the last 2 weeks. When I arrived from Australia, I didn't go home and just think San Clemente surfing and training, just think about a lot here. And surf lows every day, just 2-3 times a day, just keep the momentum, and I knew I need to get here and do my performance. So, and I'm really glad I show up, and I do my best, so I'm stoked.
How special is it for you to see all your other fellow countrymen represent your jersey during this event?
Man, it was crazy because I woke up early today. To be honest, I didn't sleep whole night. I was thinking which turn I apply, and because I've been on the desert already for a week, been training, and also I had a support by Red Bull. They gave us a day here just to training, and that's why I got really early here. But man, I couldn't sleep all night. I felt a little tired this morning, and I woke up to see Miguel. He was the first Brazilian on the water. When I see him with my jersey, I'm like, hey, what's going on here? So I was starting almost crying. My wife, she was almost crying too. This is amazing, baby. Let's go to the beach. Was a plan to just go a little later, but I just packed it real fast and then I come by. So for me, it was very special because I think that's gonna bring home respect, from the boys. So thank you so much for every athlete have this responsibility, just to put it the best for myself. And thank you guys. I love you.
And lastly, it's late afternoon at home. What about, you have some words for your fans at home?
Obrigado a todos que estão aí na torcida. Pô, tô muito feliz, né, de tanta coisa que está acontecendo nesse campeonato. Realmente eu vim muito focado, trabalhei muito de verdade para chegar aqui nesse campeonato e fazer um evento. E realmente está sendo diferenciado porque o tanto do foco que eu estou botando, mas estou recebendo bastante homenagem, principalmente dos atletas, que está me deixando muito feliz por isso. Agradeço de coração, sei que está todo mundo aqui brigando pelo seu espaço, brigando pelo seu desejo, né, de vencer o evento. E poder estar fazendo isso por mim, eu agradeço muito. Valeu, galera. Tamo junto e obrigado a todos os fãs aí do Brasil.
Good stuff, Adriano.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome. Adriano de Souza right there. I mean,
From the heart.
showing that you have a plan until you get punched in the face. True champions have the ability to react like Adriano did. And, you know, we're going to miss him on tour, but I'm sure that all the surfers at his home break, you got to know Daddy's coming home to stay. All of your wave counts just went down about 50%. We know how good he is. He's going to be surfing at that level till he's 60 years old. You just know that about Adriano de Souza.
So true. So true.
Well, it wasn't just the men that got involved here in the basin today. The women had a taste of it toward the end of the day, and we saw some huge performances, namely Tatiana, Weston, Webb, your current leader. She just came in from the water. We had a chance to catch up with Tatiana, Weston, Webb to talk to her about her first goes here at the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe.
Tatiana really had to go for it in that last left. I understand you were trying to improve upon an 8-point ride. So was that your mindset there?
Honestly, my mindset going into this was just to improve on my right. And yeah, I felt like I left a lot on the table actually for my right. I actually feel like I'm better on my rights, which is really funny. But yeah, on the left, I definitely had to go for it. I think for me, it's more exciting and it's challenging that way. And I don't want to leave anything out on the table, so I might as well try.
Let's talk about Final Five. In my opinion, this is going to be a strong event for you. Then we move to Mexico, which I also think is going to suit your strength on your back end. Then we're going to move to Tahiti, and I already saw what you were doing out there in 2019. Your thoughts on these last three events and the road to that Final Five?
Yeah, these last three events are really exciting. Obviously, the ranch is somewhere all of us have been that are in the top 5, and we're really accustomed to, I guess, the pressure that comes with being at the ranch. When it comes to Mexico, I don't think any of us have competed there. I'm not sure, maybe Steph. But yeah, it's super exciting to have new events on tour, and then of course Tahiti is one of my favorite waves in the world. To have an event there for the women is really special for us, so thanks WSL. And on a different note, really quickly, I just want to give a shout out to my uncle in the hospital. He loves Sunjindo. I love you so much. Yeah, he was crazy enough to go and jump off a roof. Not jump, but he fell, so heal up.
Well, all the best to Uncle, and look forward to seeing you surf again. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
We hope your uncle gets well, too. Falling off a roof is, that's no joke right there. So
No.
Tatiana, Weston, Webb drawing inspiration from a lot of different places. And I love the look on her face when Kaipo told her, you know, reminded her about the upcoming events. She's
All of a
going
sudden, the
for it.
light went on and went, this could be the year. I could be a world champion.
Well, here is your current standings for our qualifying round here on day 1. Tatiana, Weston, Webb, solid numbers, an 8 and a 6.83. Pete, how's a 14.83 going to do for you as we move on through the qualification
I
round?
feel strongly that she's going to make, she's guaranteed at spot because she finished 1 and 2 in her heat, like, Steph Gilmore. They're guaranteed to get into the bonus round, right? But there's an improvement that can happen in that bonus wave or bonus run for Tatiana because her rights are very strong. So she could improve her seeding status going into that final day.
Looking forward to it. A lot of surfing yet to come and a lot more post-show yet to come. Brought to you by Javianas. We'll be right back after this quick break. You're not going to want to miss these top 5 moments of the day. Stay tuned. Well, sometimes we wonder, what are the waves going to be like tomorrow? Will it be a run day? Will it not? Well, we can guarantee you tomorrow it's on. We have some big heats coming up. We've still yet to see your current world leader, Gabriel Medina, compete here at the Surf Ranch, but you can bet that the upcoming heats for men and the upcoming qualifying heats for women, both just stacked with talent.
It is. You've got 1 and 2 coming up. We also get to see some wild cards we've never seen here compete at the Basin. So that's always exciting for me, is to see new faces doing new things and having new perspectives. The women, we still have a lot of the draw of the women to go too.
Yeah, so you've seen some big names competing today, and you're going to see them in our top 5 moments of the day as we look forward to tomorrow. Hopefully you've cleared your schedule, because the next 2 days are going to be filled with elite-level surfing in perfect waves. We saw early this morning when the machine got turned on, the ceremonial push of the button. I think it got us all fired up, because you just remember how perfect this wave is. And I think the surfers maybe at the very beginning of the day got caught a little bit off guard, just because they didn't know really where the level was going to be at through the mid portion of the day. Kanoa Igarashi, Filipe Toledo really proved to everyone what is possible here at Surf
You remember
Ranch.
Kanoa, too, was kind of one of the first heats of the day, right? One of the first surfers to hit the water. And his performance was very, very high, and it could have been a little bit more elevated had we been able to see a lot more surfing already happen. And that's the tough part about judging. We've got still, again, now they're going to have to remember what happened today in order to, keep that level the same in the judging criteria for these guys coming up tomorrow.
Some question marks in this heat. Lucas Vicente, a hard-charging junior. What's he going to do? Jack Robinson, never seen him compete here at Surf Ranch. Very excited to see that. Alex Ribeiro, he's fighting to stay on the championship tour along with Coyote Belly. Wade Carmichael, well, we know what he's going to do. He's going to just slash this place to bits. And, of course, you've got Italo Pereira, and he is the ultimate wild card in so many different ways. He's going to come here with a completely different approach than anything we've seen yet. Can't wait to see what Italo has in store for us.
We know he's going to be fired up on Red Bull, and he is going to pack the maneuvers in similar to Filipe Toledo. So we'll see what he has for us. I know it's going to be exciting no matter what.
This is a really, really tough event to pick for your fantasy team, because we don't have the luxury of a scouting report in these opening rounds. Jabe.
Heat 6.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Jade
Swarkowski, have yet to see him. I saw a couple little warm-up waves. He's coming off a pretty major injury, so he's just getting back in the water. Great opportunity. Young junior right here from the US of A, so it's going to be fun to watch him. And then you got some veterans.
High-flying Seth Moniz. You got Jack Freestone, another one of those surfers that has a deep bag of tricks. And then there's a guy named Gabriel Medina, who is
the most
winningest surfer ever
in the Basin, right? I mean, and ultimately we watched him, have that Brazilian flag around his neck the last time we were at the Surf Ranch. So you expect him to put on a performance. And if you looked at any of his little warm-up stuff, you would have to say he is one to beat.
I know a lot of fantasy surfers were excited about the prospect of putting Coco Ho back in their fantasy lineup. You're going to get that in qualifying round Heat 3. Along with Amuro Suzuki, a ripping surfer out of Japan. Nikki Van Dyke, Sally Fitzgibbons, Joanne Defay, past winner here. Incredible surfer from France. And Courtney Conlon, all these surfers with a lot to gain. Coco Ho is in that position of nothing really to lose. She came out of retirement to surf in this contest, and that is always a dangerous prospect.
It's so true, and she's getting some of the best surfing she's ever done, because she's been able to have some freedom and ride different boards and do all these different projects and not just focus directly on competing. And now gets to come here with a huger smile, or a much bigger smile than she carries most of the time.
I've been watching Coco in the electric acid surfboard test put on by Sab, and she put on a heck of a show already in just 2 episodes, and she's going to be putting on another one here. Well, speaking of an epic show, what we saw today is just a small indication of what we're going to see throughout the weekend, and that's saying a lot, because we've seen some incredible performances already this early in this contest. We've got our 5 favorite moments of the day lined up for you. It starts right there. Push the button, start the machine. The Jeep Surf Ranch Pro is on. Here are your top 5 moments of a packed day of competition.
Top 5 moments? Pool party.
That was a good moment right there.
No,
that was probably 6. That was number 6.
Jersey tribute. And
Okay.
that's exactly it. We are honoring one of the best of the sport, one of the best out of Brazil, a Brazilian world champion. So you got to give him a tribute. And they're all rocking number 13. And this man was moved by it, because what better thing to have than the respect of your peers?
I have a 13 drawn on my chest in paint, but I'll save that for later. Stephanie Gilmore on track to big scores. Anytime you awaken this incredible talent, watch out to the rest of the field. Steph looked like she is building momentum already today.
Yeah, she is, and one of the best in the barrel, definitely one of the best on the face. I think one place that she's going to have to make it happen on is the lefts, and she knows it. So in order to win this event, you have to be able to surf the left and the right. But she definitely looked on track, especially her very first wave. Got very excited about it. I mean, just so fun to watch.
Well, let's go ahead and go back to back, goat to goat, from Stephanie Gilmore and her incredible performance, going right, going left. The Steph show goes into the Slater show. The landlord is in, and Kelly Slater, well, he's looked as good as we've seen him all year long in competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that is so cool to see is that we haven't seen a lot of Slater. He hasn't been surfing a ton, and to come here to the ranch and then put on a performance at this high of a level, he was one of the deepest barrels of the day, had such great flow, was able to find the sections and perform on them, and just so elegant and cool, and didn't look like he missed a beat, both on the left and the right, riding unique equipment. I mean, all of these things you expect from Slater, he delivered.
Yeah, when Slater delivers, the surf world rejoices. He is so fired up right now, and that is visible with every turn that he's doing, with every barrel he's ridden. He's proving that there is no question mark at the end of his title of greatest surfer of all time. It's just greatest surfer of all time, period. Well, the greatest surfer currently on the women's draw is Tatiana Webb, and she showed us two different looks, front side, back side, annihilating waves on command. Tatiana Webb had a heck of a day.
She did, and I think that she even surprised herself. She's like, I felt way better on the rights, but puts up an excellent number going left, an 8.0 on this wave, riding that dark arts, giving her that little extra flair, the little release out of the lip. That Sharp Eye surfboard has been under her feet now for a couple seasons, and she's looking like she's coming into her own. Some of her best performance in the competition jersey has happened, and it's due to a lot of her equipment choices. She's got the coach in Ross Williams, so she's looking on point to keep herself in that top 5.
She was smiling in that barrel, and I don't know if you get extra points for that, but it looked awesome. It looks like she's having a lot of fun.
Number one moment?
Your number one moment of the day so far, Filipe Toledo, the highest total score of the event thus far. Definitely.
And because of
the human highlight reel.
This.
Yeah.
Did everything we
wanted to see.
I love it. And he actually punts another air here at the end of this wave. And this, again, utilizing unique equipment in the basin, and it's showcased a little extra flair for him. And he has so much more to give, and I can't wait to see what happens on finals day. You would have to say that Filipe probably, unless something really detrimental happens, he'll find his way into that final of the event.
Well, he's probably a little tired of hearing about Gabriel Medina and Italo Ferreira. He was there right, in the mix before. I would say before Italo, he was kind of up in that mix with Gabriel. So now he's looking like he's right catching up, and he's put his flag in the sand here at Surf Ranch in a big way. So Filipe Toledo, top of the leaderboard for men.
And if you think about this event and what he did, his performance today, this is a place where he's going to keep his spot and add points over the field so that he's in that top 3 solid going into the next 2 events. So he's guaranteeing himself a chance at Trestles, and he's asleep in his own bed there. He's got his home in San Clemente. Well,
clear your schedule for tomorrow and Sunday. A lot more surfing to come. From here in Lemoore, the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro presented by Adobe will roll on. Be here tomorrow morning, same time, same place. We'll fire up the machine, and we will provide the fireworks for all of you. Aloha. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Good morning and welcome to Central California.
Very excited to see the waves, to see the cameras, to see the action coming back to California. It's on. That was one of the deepest tubes we've seen of the day, and he's still in the tube.
just going to enjoy myself and have fun, not have expectations.
Super deep on that section. Kelly wants more. And that is going to be a massive number for the goat.
Back-to-back waves, your legs are, I can't even express it, it's just that.
I trained so hard for this, and nothing's like this. Man, we're just gassed.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Might as well sit in the tube all day long when Lamore's getting over the 100-degree mark.
We got to count every single turn he's done on this wave because I think it was by far the most.
And some of the best. Yep, I saw that happening a mile away.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.